Alright, we're back with another video with the Fiesta ST. Today we're going to be doing some maintenance. Alright, so what we have here is oil. We're going to do an oil change. I got the Motorcraft synthetic blend. Wicks oil filter as usual. Going to be changing the transmission fluid. I'm going to be switching over to the BG synchro shift. I hear a lot of good things about it. It says made in the USA on the back. So we're going to be changing that. I went ahead and got a Greddy magnetic oil drain plug. Cheap little transmission funnel kit off of Amazon. It's like 14 bucks, 15 bucks. And I'm going to be changing the cabin air filter. So I got a Wicks cabin air filter right here. Also going to be cleaning the air filter for the Whoosh cold air intake kit. Should be fun, so let's get into it. So your 13mm drain plugs back here. I already warmed up the engine, let it sit, kind of get the oil to where it'd flow out easier. There it is. Right here I'm just inspecting the seal on the drain plug and cleaning it off. And the seal is good to go, so I'm just gonna reuse it. It's always nice when you can get these off my hand. Alright, I'm just gonna let that drain out a little bit more, and I'll take the whole filter off. You want to make sure you fill up the oil filter with a little bit of oil. You don't have to do all the way to the top, just put a little bit in there and make sure to just lubricate the O-ring. And when you go to put it on, just make sure that the mating surface on the engine is clean and ready to go for the gasket. So make sure when you're tightening the oil filter that you just want to do it hand tight. Definitely don't want to crank on it with an oil filter tool or anything, because you'll have a really hard time getting it off, so make sure it's just hand tight. Put it just at 4 quarts. It calls for 4.3. A lot of people say that's a tad too much. For those of you that own these cars, you know how hard it is to read the dipstick. So I'm going to put in just 4 quarts. I'm not going to try to go to 4.3. I'm going to let it settle, and then I'll recheck it and adjust from there. Alright, fill port is right up here. Drain is here towards the back of the car. Always crack the fill one first so you can make sure you can put fluid into it. That way you don't lose all your fluid and you can't get that open for some reason, or it strips, and you obviously can't put fluid in it. So make sure you always do this one first. I got it open. I think it's an 8mm Allen head, but I used a T50 Torx bit and it worked. That's all I had. This one was pretty hard to crack open, but finally got it, so now we're just going to drain it out. Ooh, a little bit of a mess. Open up this fill one a little bit, let it help it drain a little better. Ooh, there we go. Wow. Once I pulled this fill one out, it really came out. Alright, I'm going to lower this down just so I can get a little more fluid to drain out of that transmission. see what we got here. Little funnel, plenty long enough tube. See if we got a little hook thing here to hang it with this little hole right there. All right, I ended up cutting it down a little bit, just a little too long. See if we can get this to work a little better now. Yeah, that's better. All right, now I'm gonna go plug up the drain plug with the new Greddy magnetic one. Here is the Greddy plug. It's got the magnetic end on it. Washer. All right, looks like it's done draining. I'm gonna wipe it with a rag, shop towel, and put this plug on. Hard to see, but there she is. A little extra protection. All right, the new Greddy plug is in. Time to put the BG Synchro Shift 2 in. I guess the factory kind of underfilled these. So with this box you get from Lush, you just get 2 of these, and you just pour both of them in, and you're good to go. It's working its way down. I don't know if you can see it. And there it is going in. Hopefully the hose doesn't fall out. I think I got it in there enough. Still a little bit in the tube, so I'm gonna try to work this in there. Last bit of it, there we go. And I'm checking under there, I don't see anything leaking out of the drain plug, so I got that nice and snug. You don't want to, make sure you want to check so you're not losing all your fluid. Alright, it's all in. Now I'm going to clean off this area and then put this plug back in. Make sure to snug it up. Alright, all the fluids are changed. Now let's take off this air filter, get this thing clean. I haven't cleaned it since I bought the car, so it definitely needs cleaned. I live by the beach, so I get a lot of salt air and stuff, so and sand on the roads and stuff like that. Clipped. So get an Allen head for that. Ah, there it is. Pain in the butt. There you go. Oh yeah, that is super dirty. These per-ram filters are nice though, but definitely needs cleaned. No punctures in it that I can see, so that's good. So I really don't want to have to replace this thing. All right, let's get her cleaned up. All right, I got some hot water, dish soap, and I've been kind of just lightly massaging it and letting it kind of submerge in there and get all the soap in there. And I'm gonna let it sit in the soap because it's pretty dirty, and let that kind of let the soap soak in there. All right, let that dry off. Let's go work on this cabin air filter while that's drying. All right, while that's drying, I'm gonna go and just install this so I can hook this sensor back up and at least just be able to drive it to back it up out the driveway. I need to be able to open my doors up so I can work on the cabin air filter. But got this all cleaned up, ready to go. Alright, so the cabin air filter is up in here, for those of you who don't know. Heard it's kind of a pain in the butt because this kind of blocks it from being able to put it back in, so hopefully I don't ruin it when I try to squeeze it back in there. But take that screw out, little pop clip screw thing, and then just work this panel off. And saw one guy take the glove box out so he can get to the top bolt easier, so I might do that too. Alright, glove box is out. All you do is pinch the sides in so you can lower it down, and then you just kind of pull it out and down. These bolts, I think they're T20. Yeah, T20. It's a bunch to get out up there, so get all those out and unplug this sensor, and then pull the filter out. All right, got the little screws out and just moved the bracket out of the way and clipped it. Now I just gotta pull this out and see if I can get it out. Not a lot of room to pull it out. This is all in the way. There it is. Getting it in is gonna be hard without ruining it, but man, this thing's dirty. Here's a little side by side. Man, this thing is dirty. It's like black. Definitely needed it. Okay, that was not fun. Definitely not perfectly in there with all the crinkles in the filter like being perfect. It's impossible to get in there without kind of crinkling it up a little bit. I put my top hand up through the glove box and I pulled this thing, so zoom out, I pulled this thing down and I put the filter behind it, and it helped me line it up a little better. But still, with all this up here, I was able to slide it in behind it. And I put my top hand up through there and kind of pushed the front or the top while I worked the bottom. And for a while it was just kind of compressing and it wasn't going anywhere, but finally I got it to move in and slide in there. So it's not perfect in there, but I mean, there's nothing more I can really do. It's the best I can get it. So now I'm just gonna push this back up, put all these bolts back in, the T20 bolts, put the panel back on, and then this project will be done. All right, all the bolts are in. Just clip this back in. They're all pretty easy except this one right here is the hardest one. I had to use this Allen key and just, you can't fit a ratchet in there. And just little turns at a time. Hand's actually kind of hurting from doing it for so long. But I don't know, this is supposed to be the gasket. It was like that on both sides. The top half doesn't have a gasket in there, so that doesn't look right to me. And it looks, I think somebody's been in here before and changed it because these screws are a little bit like chewed up a little bit. So I think I'm missing half of my gasket. So I gotta see what I gotta do about that. But let's put it back the way it was for now. And then just put this panel back on. And that one little pop clip screw. All right, all back together. All right, the per-ram air filter is all dry. I'm just gonna stick this back on. All right, fill the filter up through the bottom, and I turn that clamp around the other way so I can just get a screwdriver right to it. It'll just be easier to take off. Alright, let's clean up this engine bay a little bit while we're in here, huh? Like I said, I live by the beach, so there's always sand in here. There's a ton of sand. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I'm just gonna blow this out. The gunk. Blow this stuff. All right, let's go take it for a spin. Alright, so for this last part, I wanted to add something a little cool to this video. So I found an authentic Ford Performance ST carbon shift knob on Facebook Marketplace. These are usually, what, almost around 100? Maybe a little more. But this is the real one. It's not the knockoff, as you can tell where the ST is placed. And back here it says Ford on it, right there. It's got this black stripe. This thing feels so cool. So we're gonna put this on now. I already got the stock one off. Wow, totally transforms the look of the car inside. I like the stock one, but man, this is awesome. I like it. I already did the shifter bushings in here. I didn't show it. In my previous video when I did the big mouth kit, I showed doing the one on the transmission, the bushings on the transmission. But I never showed these, but I've got the red ones in here. So we got the new fluid in the transmission, bushings for here and on the transmission. And we got the Ford Performance ST knob now. Kind of ties in with the rest of the car. The carbon up here. And let's just get her warmed up and take her for a spin. See how the transmission feels. Got the fresh engine oil in there, new cabin air filter. See how the shift knob feels. Alright, just started the car after the oil change. And transmission fluid change. Man, this new shift knob feels so good. If you guys don't have this thing, you gotta get it. I got lucky and scored this thing on Facebook for $15. He was just trying to get rid of it quick. It's going into the gears really smooth. Shifts really good. Definitely shifts better than it did before. Could be just because it's new fluid, but so far this fluid feels amazing in the transmission, the VG. And this knob feels, it's like a whole different car. Well, so far I highly recommend the BG. Obviously I need to put some miles on it, but so far it definitely feels a lot smoother. Second gear feels perfect now, much better than it did. And if you're on the fence about one of these ST 4 performance knobs, you gotta get it. It feels so much better. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you want more videos, and helps me to make more for you guys. Let me know what you guys think of whatever fluids you guys are running in the comments, and whether you like the stock knob better or the ST knob. Alright, so long guys, see you on the next one.